Now, what prompted the recent US airstrikes on Houthi targets in Sana'a, and how do they fit into the broader context of regional tensions?
It is clear it is a proxy war. The recent American strikes on Houthi, uh, this is gonna to open a new escalation tensions in the region. Uh, this is clear. It's a war, proxy war between Iran and Israel, or Iran and the U.S. So the Houthi, backed by Iran, uh, have already increased, increasingly aggressive, using missile or ballistic missile that targeting, either ships in the middle in the Red Sea, or targeting Tel Aviv or major cities in Israel. Uh, Houthi, from their point of view, what they are doing is proving that they are asking for ceasefire in Gaza, give the Palestinians their rights, which the international community and the United States didn't really respond effectively to stop the aggressive actions by Israelis. This is one of their interpretation or one of their explanation. But it's clear it's Houthi, one of the Iranian tool to disturb the region's stability. In long term, this is gonna to threat the maritime, the trade, and that kind of business where the maritime, Red Sea, it's very important. That's very crucial for the international trade. The
Mhm.
situation is pretty confused, particularly CENTCOM, the Central American Command. They declared, that their own investigation after, Truman, USS, the Harry Truman, shot down one of their pilots, two pilots actually, over the Red Sea, and that investigation is
Mhm.
underway. But it seems to me like that presence of the military stake in that regions will bring more incidents like that one.
Dr. Singer, now, do you believe that a potential success of the ongoing ceasefire negotiations regarding the conflict in Gaza might help diffuse the situation in Yemen?
I don't think so. Yemen or Houthi will present, the interests of Iran, no doubt about that. So, the question is not about Gaza now. It's about the Iran. Iran is facing a crucial moment in after the collapse of their proxies in the Middle East. Hezbollah and Syria, Assad regime fall down. So I think the only tool that Iran gonna use is the Houthi
Well,
proxy.
sir, now speaking of Iran, how might these developments impact the U.S.-Iranian relations, given the Houthis' ties to Tehran, as you mentioned, and could the hostilities in Yemen potentially lead to broader regional conflicts involving Iran-backed groups and other regional powers?
I'm not sure for the next administration, Trump particularly, because now currently this administration is already off of acting in real world politics. What I'm really reading that the Trump administration need to stop all that minor conflict in the Middle East, because what I'm reading clearly from Biden administrations and their hope and their goals to encounter, China rather than to waste his power and energy in the Middle East. My concern about what the future between Iran and Trump administration. This is the most important questions. Uh, Iran, uh, you know, there is an interesting rumors declared, by Biden yesterday that Iran probably already developed the nuclear weapons. So this is really big shot,
Hmm.
big news. If Iran already developed nuclear weapons, this is mean that in terms of deterrence theory, probably it's pretty hard that Americans or Israelis to attack Iran or working hard to remove, the current regime in Iran. Seems to me Houthi gonna to stay for a while, representing Iran interest. Iran is showing will show it is salience in the Middle East coming. Of course, not now. Probably Iran try to engineering, its policy by different means and different ways. But by the end, Middle East, it's unstable region for coming years. And I don't know exactly if that kind of non-state actors plus state actors they are they are involving in different incidents, different conflict. Israel, Palestine, one of them, Syria, second, Yemen, third, Sudan, Libya. It's a pretty unpleasant picture in the Middle East, unfortunately. But, the
So,
situation is.
so you highlighted the Red Sea's strategic importance for global trade, which is undeniable, and you also highlighted the downing of the two U.S. Navy pilots. Now, how significant is the threat posed by the continued Houthi aggression to international shipping?
This is bad news for Egypt first because of the Suez Canal. Second, bad news for international trade business, particularly Chinese and India. Um, you know, um, uh, I see that China is facing a very huge challenge. That actions in the by Houthis in the Red Sea. China, needs to improve its trade volume or increase the trade volume with many countries beyond the Middle East, Europe, one of them. So, in terms of the global powers competitions, Middle East crisis now, all that number of crises in the Middle East, I can declare it clearly. It's a global power competition between the US and China. And unfortunately, who will pay that price? Most of the countries in the Middle East. Unfortunately, this is the history told us, many years, many decades, that the small
Yes.
countries, like the Middle East countries, they're gonna will pay the price of that kind of the global power competition. Unfortunately.
Dr. Ashraf Singer, the international policy expert at UMS News Sector, thank you very much, sir, for your insights.